should be live. We should be live.
All
X,
right.
for some reason, is being weird, but we don't need to do X.
All
There we go.
good.
We're on YouTube. I think we're live
We're
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
I will double
Did you
check.
say we're live on X?
I thought we were, but I don't think we can.
Okay, that's
But we're
cool.
live on YouTube.
All right. Just want to say hello to everybody. It's been quite the journey, you know. But today we are going to be doing something special. It is officially the NHL Draft, one of the more exciting times of the year. Lots of guys who, lots of prospects. It's gonna be a fun time. The draft is set to start soon. Syncing up this will be a little bit of a.
This will be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. This will be fun. So, yeah, we're basically going to be doing a stream. We're going to give you blurbs about all the prospects so you guys can learn about it. We're going to have a fun time, and yeah.
We got a couple things we got to set up here. I mean, absolute mess up from the boys here. We may or may not have thought the draft started a little later. And Gary Bettman is about to give his address to the hockey world. I mean, this is just rock star stuff here. Gary has a microphone on him, not even carrying a microphone.
Wow.
And it's just talking. This is just amazing. He's just this is great. But yeah, why don't we try to sync up or
smart. This might be hard, bro.
For some reason I cannot hear you, so I have to figure that out.
You can't hear me?
Either you're on mute or I'm on mute. I don't know what it is.
Hello.
I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you. Say something.
Hello.
For some reason I cannot hear you. Let me double check this.
Hang
on a minute. We gotta sort out all these things.
Give us a second here.
I think it is me. Hang on.
Okay. Awesome.
It was on mine. Can you say something?
Oh, I accidentally called you. Hello. Can you hear me?
Now say something.
Hello. Can you hear me?
God, okay, this is not working. I'm gonna figure this out. Give me a second.
I'm gonna refresh.
This might be better. This will be better.
Are we good? Can you hear me?
Mic is not working.
It's my mic?
I don't know if it's you or if it's me. I don't know what it is.
Can you hear me like this? Hello?
I don't know if it's me or you.
Hello?
I'm not getting any audio.
Can you hear me, buddy? Hello?
Okay, let's sort this out. Can you hear me? Okay, so then it's my audio. Oh, there we go. I hear something.
We're good? Are we good?
I hear you.
Are we good? We're
good. We're good.
We're great. Okay, bang.
We're good.
Here we go.
One step down. Okay.
All right.
Next step.
Fire.
Gary Bettman is doing his speech. This is awesome. So why don't we do a little rundown of what we have set up going on here? So really quickly. I don't know what exactly Gary Bettman is doing. He's going like kind of behind the scenes. And now he's going into this room that has Matthew Darsh in it. And has all the first round picks on the wall.
Wow. There we go.
Okay, I just got to figure out what the play is with this. Because I'm not. Okay, there you go. And then. Okay, should we sync up?
Yeah, how do we do this, bro?
What do you see? Like, I just want to know where you're at.
3 GMs or whatever.
Okay. Tell me when. We'll do this. This is what we'll do. The first selection, and the Islanders are now on the clock.
Not yet. I'll tell you when they're
tell me when the timer on the back hits 2:59.
Okay.
There's a timer behind Gary.
Okay, hold on. Get ready. Ready now.
2:59. All right. The New York Islanders are on the clock. So let's dive into what we think the New York Islanders could be doing on the clock here. Where do you currently have them pegged, and where do you think they're going to ultimately pick?
Great. So, dude, that printed list.
I have that. Yeah.
Okay, that's all you. So, obviously, it's a big story. The Islanders have moved up from 10th all the way to that first overall pick spot, and they do got a few options here. Yeah, some guys on our top 3 here list on the board. We have Matthew Schaefer at 1, Michael Misa at 2, and Porter Martone at 3. Out of all of these guys, they have been rumored most to go with Matthew Schaefer. It was rumored at first they could go with James Higgins, the small forward, but instead now I believe they're still trying to trade up, use those picks they acquired in the Habs trade today with Noah Dobson. Why don't you dive in? Tell us a little bit more about that Noah Dobson trade from your Habs fan perspective.
From the Habs perspective, listen, this is a trade that the Habs need to make because the Habs needed to get a top 4 bona fide defenseman that can play with Lane Hutson for the next 2 years. And they're able to do that with Noah Dobson. And Noah Dobson will slide right onto that, probably first, if not second pairing, to play with Lane Hutson. And if not Lane Hutson, he'll probably end up playing with Caden Gooley. And the Islanders return, obviously, they get 16, 17. They get number 1, which I already had. And fairly convinced they're going to go Matthew Schaefer here, and they're probably going to try to trade up as they have around 1:18 left on the clock. I think that the one thing I do want to say is that how good Matthew Schaefer has kind of cemented himself as that first overall pick. I mean, we were talking about this where Higgins could have been the first overall pick. Other guys could have been the first overall pick. And now it's a slam dunk that Matthew. Oh, the pick is in. You see that?
Pick is in.
Pick is in.
The pick is
in. All
right,
here's Gary Bettman to make the pick. So let's see what he says.
Who is it going to be? There we go.
It is Matthew
Schaefer being selected from the Erie Otters, the first overall pick. That's an emotional moment. The adversity he's gone through with his mom, all of that. It's a great moment to see. And you got the family, the brothers supporting him, also playing the OHL. That's just a great moment. Great moment for the Schaefer family. But let's be real, we all knew that was coming. That is a fantastic pick. Let's dive into a little bit about Matthew Schaefer. So, little scouting report. It is impossible to find an element in Schaefer's game that isn't among the best in this class. He's elite in every category. There isn't a more deceptive skater on the blue line in this draft class, with mobility being among the best that we have seen in recent classes. He is also as good as a puck distributor that you will find as well. It's a matter of time before he comes into the NHL and puts on a show. Overall, that's a consensus number 1 overall pick there, and that is a great pick. Matthew Schaefer,
I will do the
welcome
background.
to the New York Islanders. All right.
That is awesome. I'll do the background. What's up, J-Man? It is great to see you here. Thank you for all the support on the recent videos, too. We appreciate it all. How do you think your Tampa Bay Lightning are going to fare this offseason? Do you think that they're going to make some moves here? What do you think? What are you expecting? I just want to say, really cool stuff for Matthew Schaefer here. This is awesome to see. You can see all of his teammates or even just friends hugging him as he goes up to meet Gary Bettman. This is a really emotional moment, and the whole hockey world is in support of Matthew Schaefer and is supporting him on this journey. And I think that this is a really cool moment. I hope he does well, and you can see they got his Islanders Schaefer jerseys. He goes up the stage and sees Gary Bettman and meets Gary Bettman. This is a really cool moment for Matthew Schaefer, and I think that this is something that he will obviously remember for the rest of his life. Why don't you talk a little bit about how he kind of fits with the Islanders and what kind of the Islanders are trying to do moving forward?
Right, so obviously with the whole Noah Dobson thing, the Islanders didn't see a future with him, especially for the money he wanted. Instead, I'm kind of understanding that the Islanders, especially under Matthew Darche, want to go a different way. That's a great moment for Schaefer, man. That's great.
That's awesome.
But they're trying to get younger and they're trying to build for the draft. Wow, he can't. He's really going through it right now. You love to see
this
that.
it's awesome.
Wow, that's a great moment.
Yeah,
That's a great moment.
Schaefer. I think he's gonna become a fan favorite in the NHL too. I'm not gonna lie. You can see him? That is so awesome? Are they doing like a media thing, or is he like?
Oh wow! Wow, that's a new thing. Schaefer's talking to the GMs through the screen.
So they do a thank you to your new team. This is awesome. This is so cool. And this is really, wow. This is really something. I really love this from the NHL.
I'm vibing with this decentralized draft so far.
I don't know if you listened to Gary Bettman earlier on today. He was like, he said, "You're judging us on the draft and it hasn't even happened yet." And he's got a point. This is awesome for him to be talking to the GM after he gets drafted. This is really cool. Wow. This shows how long this first round is going to be.
Oh boy, we're in here. But going back to the Islanders, how this pick helps them. They're trying to go for that younger. The Islanders have been considered kind of an old team for a while, and they've kind of been mid. Kind of dwelling around the playoffs, but not exactly good enough to make an impact. But now I think they've kind of gone to rebuild, start young, and that's what they're doing in this draft. And if they can get their hands on a guy like James Higgins, I'll tell you one thing for sure: the Islanders are not done. The Islanders are not done.
They're not done at all.
Draft. They got 16 and 17 to work with. They want to move into that top 5, try to get another stud like James Higgins. So expect their name to come back on.
This is really cool, man. I gotta say, I'm not getting emotional, but you feel kind of like this is it's super powerful what Matthew Schaefer's gone through and the way he's kind of handled it, and now you can see him you could just see the person that he is. I don't really know. I was watching him do his media at the combine, and he seems such a good person, and I think this is huge for him.
Yeah, not only is Schaefer such a talented kid, and he's going to be so dominant in the NHL, but also Matthew Schaefer has the personality to potentially become a captain. I love this pick for the Islanders. It was the consensus, but they got a good one for sure. Mega Bullion, what's up, man?
What's up, Bullion? Why don't we talk about the San Jose Sharks? We're about to be on the clock. Their time hasn't even really started yet, as you can see.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we can still talk about them.
All right, so Schaefer is number 1. Yeah, Schaefer does go number 1 to the New York Islanders. What are your guys' thoughts on that pick? Also, who do you think is going to go second? It's kind of interesting. Second is a bit up for grabs. You got on our draft board, you got a couple guys that could be in contention for that number 2 pick. Michael Misa from the Saginaw Spirit, Porter Martone from the Brampton Steelheads, James Higgins from Boston College, and Anton Frundell from the Swedish Second League. Yeah, I know. It was pretty crazy. The Islanders jumping up to number 1 from number 10 to get that first overall pick. Pretty crazy, but it shows what that can do.
I'm just going through Twitter real quick here. I'm just kind of seeing what people are saying about Schaefer. I mean, it just seems like the whole hockey world is in support of Matthew Schaefer and just supporting him. This is awesome. I think he's gonna be a hell of a player, and I'm super happy for him. So he goes number 1. I'll cross it off my board.
Yeah.
So this one's interesting now, guys, because this is where the draft gets really interesting. Do they go with Anton Frundell or do they go with Michael Misa? I don't know if you touched on this. Sorry if I wasn't listening. Did you talk about this a little bit?
Just a little bit, but you can keep going.
I just want to kind of weigh in here and kind of give you my thoughts real quick because I was listening to Ryan Warsofsky on the Spin Chicklets podcast, the head coach of the San Jose Sharks. He was kind of talking about how they view Will Smith as a center. And that kind of resonated with me because it was like, okay, you have Macklin, and you're gonna have Will Smith as a center too. So if you draft Misa here, which I don't know if we're expecting, it's either gonna be Misa or Frondell. But if you draft Misa here, Misa has the talent to compete to be a number 1 center at the NHL level. So And I almost think that might be too much competition for Celebrini, and they might be better off drafting Anton Frindell, who people are kind of comparing to a little bit like Sasha Barkov. And I think if you can pencil him in as your number 2 center every year with Celebrini as your number 1, that might be a little bit of a decent play here for San Jose. As you can see in their war room, they've got Smith and Celebrini in the corners there. Those are their 2 cornerstone guys.
Yeah. And Eklund there too.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see Eklund, yeah.
William Eklund's brother, forget his first name. Victor Eklund is also in the draft this year. He's projected to go in that top 15, maybe even that top 10 spot. You wonder possibly San Jose could trade up. Not looking too likely, but I just think that's a great story as well. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock for San Jose.
I want to keep an eye here. This trade, there's no guarantee. They're probably gonna pick here. However, there have been talks that this pick could get traded. Right. So I do want to just keep that in mind. They are going down the clock here. I don't necessarily know. Sometimes there's like a delay where like teams will actually hand in their pick, and it'll be maybe like 30 seconds till they actually put down on the screen like pick is in, or on the clock behind. But I really am intrigued to see if they end up trading this pick or if they keep it. And then if they keep it, Sports is kind of showing a decent angle here, so I think they're picking. But I'm going to do my best to not check Twitter anymore. Just because if there's a trade that happens, I would love to know. So I don't know if you saw, by the way, bro. There's like they're probably picking.
Yeah.
See them?
Something's going
on. Something's happening. Getting ready to go. I mean, they've got 9 seconds. I mean, they have decision. Let's see. I really am intrigued to see here.
Yeah, can you call it before?
I'm going to go Misa.
Yeah. I'll say Anton Frindell then.
I mean, are they going to trade it? Oh, here comes Bettman.
Something's going on.
They said Bettman's coming. I have my subtitles on, so.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that might be the play, dude, by the way, for you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm great. Okay.
So I also have a trades tracker on the bottom for everyone to see what's kind of gone on today. And obviously, if there are any more trades, we'll add that to that list. We have the draft board in front of us, and then the stars, like we said, indicates pick via obtained via trade. So that'll be like if San Jose trades his pick, it'll go to Vegas. Vegas will have a little star beside them because that'll be
right. Let's look at the most recent first-round pick from the San Jose Sharks. Macklin Celebrini, Sam Dickinson, Will Smith, Quentin Musty, and Philip Bystedt in there. That's kind of their core. San Jose's been building for the draft from a while, but you look at it heading into this year, and they do look a lot more promising. You know, they got a lot of young talent. Celebrini, Eklund, Smith, Dickinson, just to name a few, and then whoever they add in the draft this year. San Jose fans, I would be very excited because this pick obviously would do a lot for your franchise, but also there's a lot to look forward to. You wonder how active that San Jose might be in the offseason. Do you have any predictions what you think they could do in the offseason?
In the offseason? Well, listen, they've got $40 million in cap space. So, I think that this could be an offseason where they're eating assets or eating contracts and taking on assets. I think one more year of that for San Jose might really benefit them in the future. You kind of look at that with I'll bring up Montreal because they did it with Sean Monahan a few years ago, and they've turned that into pick 17, and they flipped that pick for Noah Dobson. So I just think that kind of shows that if you're able to collect assets over time, they will actually accumulate, and you'll be able to get players that you want.
Right. Everyone in the chat, thank you for tuning in. Let us know who you think is going to go number 2, 3, 4. Drop your predictions in the chat. Personally, I think next pick will be Anton Frindell. And it looks like Gary Bettman is heading to the stage. The pick is in for San Jose. The pick is in for San Jose. I repeat, the pick is in for San Jose.
All right. We love it. Let's go here.
Bettman's feeling the booze already.
Here we go. He's getting booed, but it's all right.
Hold on.
Oh, shoot. Someone's making the pick. It's a WWE star. Is that Bailey? Anyone watches the WWE star? That's Bailey, I think.
Is the music on? Can you hear that or no?
Yeah, that's way too loud. Turn that off.
Yeah, I can't hear it at all, so.
Okay, it's fine.
You got to adjust with that, but.
Yeah, I will. It's Bailey. Let's see what they go with here. The San Jose Sharks are about to make their selection. I give you Michael Misa. You think it's going to be Anton Frondell?
I'm excited.
Let's see.
This is a big moment. The second overall pick. Okay, we're dragging it on here.
She's cutting a promo out here.
Oh, wow. There we go. With the second overall pick in the 2025.
They go.
It is Michael Misa.
Michael Misa. Wow, this is a really interesting pick now, because a lot of people were questioning whether they would go Misa or they would take Anton Frondell. I wonder what spurred them to go with Misa. Obviously, the talent level is through the roof with Michael Misa. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about him?
All right. Also, for the draft board, first names, remember? You know what I mean?
You just want first names or you just want?
No, just last names, right?
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, let's give you a little bit about Michael Misa. So Misa is the consensus top forward in the NHL draft, who could potentially go first overall. Obviously, he went second. He's an outstanding skater who will beat you both in short bursts with his pure line, straight line speed. He's also as good as a play driver you'll find from any forward in this class. His hockey sense is elite too, and he's even got some muscle in his 6'1" frame. He's willing to get physical, but he isn't a bruiser by any means, and he uses all his traits to exploit the defenders to get scoring chances. He also has a very deceptive shot, and also, no biggie, he put up 134 points in the OHL this year, which was leading the OHL in points. He was exceptional status from when he was a kid. It doesn't get much better than this for Michael Misa. You won't find a better offensive prospect than this kid.
This is awesome. We had him number 2 on our list. I believe we had him number 2 on our mock too.
So far, we're 2 for 2.
So we're 2 for 2. So that's what we're talking about here. As Michael Misa gets a San Jose Sharks jersey, we're in a really sharp suit here, I must say.
Looking sharp, dude.
Looking sharp. Now, okay, this is where I get really interested in the draft here, because the best 2 players have gone.
Right.
So, and also, can we just say Michael Misa and Macklin Celebrini, that duo is just going to be, it's going to feed families for years. It's unreal. That's going to be awesome. But what I was going to say was, I forgot what I was going to say, man. I'm going to be totally honest with you. What was I talking about?
Elite duo.
Oh, yeah, no, I was gonna say no, it was not it. Oh yeah, this is where it gets interesting. I wonder if the Chicago Blackhawks take calls here, because I wonder if they had Michael Misa pegged in on their number 1 list. I wonder if it was Michael Misa or like Anton Frondell, or maybe they didn't even have Anton Frondell number 3. I wonder if this is where the Islanders swoop in and try to make an offer for 3. Because I'm just not sure. This is so sick, by the way. This
is awesome, bro. For anyone not watching, they're allowing the prospects to speak with the whole draft camp on the whole front office here.
Yeah, they're basically doing a full front office, like, kind of. It's not a gathering. I don't really know what it is. They're just all talking to the player. Like, they're all gathered in a room just talking to the guy. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is cool.
I will say, bro. Wait, no, buddy. 2 watch hours.
Solid.
I want to just shout out Michael Misa here for something. The amount of pressure that he came under when he was exceptional status. Everybody thought this kid was going to be the first overall pick for the next, like 5 years ago. People were like, Michael Misa's going 1. And even though he slipped to number 2, he didn't really slip. I just want to say the way he handled all the pressure and all that stuff is great. And this kid's gonna do super well with San Jose. And this is gonna be a fun duo to watch for a while here.
Yeah. Hey, Mega Bullion. How was the dinner? You're back. Didn't miss much. Michael Misa got selected second overall to the San Jose Sharks. If you don't know much about this guy, he is a great skater. He's an offensive weapon. 134 points in the OHL last year, led the league, 60-plus goals. Doesn't get much better. His highlight tape is sick as well, and he's a good kid as well. Chicago Blackhawks are now on the clock here. It'll be interesting to see who they go here. Looking at our draft board here with best available players, you have Porter Martone, James Higgins, Anton Frondell, all potentially could go number 3 here.
And yeah, Anton Frondell is the guy I think is going to go here. However, what if they go Porter Martone? Because Porter Martone
will what if? It is Chicago.
It's Chicago. Like, God knows what they want to do here. I'm not going to lie. I might not. This could be, I don't know. Higgins? You think they go Higgins? I don't mind that.
Maybe.
I think he would probably fit with I think he would fit with Connor Bedard, but
I could see that for sure.
I'm more intrigued to see if this is where Chicago goes off the board, because the Chicago Blackhawks, those guys, sometimes they make questionable decisions. Sometimes they make decisions that are a little, like
right.
the pick of Lev Shunov was probably a little odd. So,
great player,
Hockey Tonight, what's up? What's up, Hockey Tonight? How are you feeling about the draft? How are you feeling? What's going on? Where are you at? Where's your Let's do this. What's your bold take for the rest of the first round here? Because I guess it's not
for the rest of the first round here. Curious to see what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to go third? Can we get for the people in chat to predict who is going to go third overall here? 43 seconds on the clock for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, 23. I'm at 38, 37, 36. I'm fine. Take a pause.
33, 32. That's on me.
31, 30. Yep. 30, yep.
Hockey Tonight says Rondell. I think you meant Frondell.
I think you mean Frondell. Yeah.
Mega Bullion says Aggie.
Aggie.
I guess that's a new thing.
I love that.
So Higgins and Frondell, what do you think? I think personally, I'm going to go with Anton Frondell as well.
I think they'll take Frondell
a little bit.
Yeah, I think they'll take Frondell.
Now this is a big move because ideally you got to get someone who you could pair with Bedard here in Chicago. He does need a lot of help, so you could look to a guy who's a little more NHL ready, like Anton Frondell. Let's see what the pick is. It's Gary Bettman. Cracking jokes. What a funny guy.
Someone's making the pick. This might drag on.
Oh, baby.
Let's see. Yeah, no, you're good. Hockey Tonight. That's good. Most iconic players. Whoa.
Oh.
Hockey Hall of Fame. Jeremy Roenick.
Patty Kane. Oh, it's not bad. Kane.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Okay. Anton Frondell. Let's take a bet here. Let's go. Let's see if he does a whole speech.
Are you guys watching? We're watching on Sportsnet here. Yeah. Let's see what the pick is. Final predictions. Drop your picks. We got Higgins.
Final predictions. I'll go Frondell.
In the chat.
I'll go Frondell. Who's you?
He's saying it. You're absolutely right, bro.
This is great. You know what I want to say? Jeremy Roenick is a great guy. This guy rocks. Great person.
All right. Thanks for okay. Mega Bullion, where it looks like we're a bit behind you there, so that's a little bummer. Anton Frondell is
Bullion, please don't spoil. I will say, just if you don't mind. Did I accidentally delete a comment? I might have.
Yeah.
I might have deleted Hockey Tonight's comment. If I did, I am so sorry. That was an accident. It is Anton Frondell. Let's try not to spoil the picks. I know we're a little behind. It's the delay from live streaming. Welcome to YouTube. Anton Frondell here. Hockey Tonight. I'm so
right,
sorry.
so
I did not mean to do that.
let's give you a little bit on Anton. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, let's give you a little bit on Anton Frondel. He had quite the season last year. He started off slow, had a little injury, but ended up finishing with one of the most productive seasons by a U18 in Allsvenskan history, which is the second-tier Swedish pro hockey league. Despite missing time with injuries, he has experience down the middle and on the wing. His hockey IQ is very solid. He also has a great shot release. One thing you look at Anton Frondel, one thing you see is his size and his shot. Also, he's not afraid to lay the body when he needs to, maybe work on using it a little more to protect the puck, but he is still great. Not only does he create offensive chances 5-on-5, he's also lethal on the power play, and also he is a great two-way player, helps out in his own zone. He is a great pick for the Chicago Blackhawks. They could have gone another big guy. They could have gone Martone, they could have gone Higgins, whatever. Frondel, I think, was the right pick here for the Chicago Blackhawks. I really like this pick for them.
100%. I'm in agreement with you on that. I would love to know who else they were considering here, because I think this is a great pick. I think it's going to age pretty well for them. But more importantly, I think this pick is not like, it's the type of pick you want to make it when you're building a team, and I think that's what the Blackhawks are doing. They're not just going talent. I mean, obviously, Anton Frondel is elite player. Hockey Tonight with a great pick. I'm not going to delete that comment. But obviously, Anton Frondel is a great player. But this is the type of player that you need. Like, you could have easily gone Porter Martone because we want the size, right? Or you could easily be like Higgins. We want the hands. We want the skill. They go Anton Frondel because they want the guy that is going to probably be slot right into that second line center role. And I think that this is a pick that the Chicago Blackhawks. This is so funny. This is something that the Chicago Blackhawks are gonna really thrive with.
What a guy!
So Utah's next. I do want to say, where are you at on this? Are they trading this pick?
Here's what's very interesting. Frondel's absolutely through the roof, but here's what it gets a little interesting. This is the first team that I personally think has a real shot of making the playoffs, making a lot of noise. I'm not saying the Islanders, Sharks, or Blackhawks can't make a run, obviously. I think out of these teams, you're starting to get into the teams that kind of can consider contending for the playoffs. I think Utah is one of them. They just made a huge trade with the Buffalo Sabres in order to get J.J. Peterka in exchange for Michael Kesselring and Josh Stone. Yeah, Josh Stone. Overall, if we want to talk a little bit of our thoughts on this trade, I thought this is an absolute steal for the Utah Hockey Club. Although Buffalo, like we're going to talk about, did address their needs on the back end. Overall, I think that's a great pick from Utah. Now, you wonder where they go. One thing is that they could be rumored to trade the pick. And, what's going on? Never mind.
Nothing.
One thing about Utah is they are rumored to go with Brady Martin, but also this might be the pick that if there were to be a trade with the New York Islanders, it could be with Utah right here. They said that they want to take Nashville at 5, wants to take Higgins, or they said that Higgins is under their radar. It's an option. So if the Islanders wanted to swoop in right now and go for Higgins, trading with Utah might be the play here. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to give you a bold take here. I think if Utah picks, they're going to go Caleb Desnoyers.
Wow. Tell us more a little bit about this guy for people who don't know.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really strong two-way center that kind of people are comparing to David Krejci, Patrice Bergeron, which is why people kind of have him slotting in at 7 perfectly. Especially, French-Canadian center, two-way guy. That kind of fits with the Bruins, obviously, with Bergeron of the past. And I think that if they do end up, if he obviously does fall to them, they probably take him. Hockey Tonight loves Desnoyers' game, but who doesn't? I think that's a great take. Hockey Tonight, I think that the way that Utah plays, and they need a little bit of like a little grit, because they have Peterka now, Gunther, Cooley. You think they go with Martin again? Totally. Like, I could see that too. Right. If I'm honest, it's Martin, Desnoyers, Martone here. I don't think Higgins is a consideration to Utah.
Right.
Um,
or we might get a potential trade.
We'll see. Or we get a trade.
Islanders can pull some magic off here.
What do you think the Islanders are offer if they want 4?
I mean, okay, 16, 17 got to be thrown in.
Yeah. Do they go with like Romanov?
I think he might be thrown in. He was traded a couple years ago at the draft too. No.
Yeah.
I think he'll be thrown in the deal as well, and I think you need one more piece. Potential prospect or maybe a guy that's playing right now.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if Utah's looking into futures as much as they would.
You're right. But also at the same time, I don't know if New York has the assets that Utah might want. This could be interesting. I'm not sure.
They're talking about Desnoyers. That was I didn't really actually think they would consider, to be honest. But that would be a great pick. I believe we were 3 for 3 with our mock draft. Are we not?
We are 3 for 3. No, we did say Desnoyers is going to go 3. I believe.
No,
I'm pretty sure we did.
There's no shot.
I'm 90% sure we did.
Wow, we did. Oh, shit.
Until Utah.
So I learned that if Gary Bettman, did I tell you, if he goes to the podium on the far left of the thing, pick is in. They're picking.
Looks like they're not going to move it.
Here they go. Here comes Gary. This is an interesting one. Maybe they move him. Maybe. Okay, I'll talk to you about a situation I'm thinking after. Here we go. Here's Gary Bettman. They're still booing him. This is awesome.
Damn it.
Golfers. We got golfers.
Looks like they're not moving the pick.
Does not look like they're moving the pick.
They are not moving the pick. We'll see. All of a sudden, Brady Martin, Caleb Desnoyers. Doubt they go with Higgins. They don't need to get another small young guy. We'll see. The newly named Utah Mammoth, their first pick as the Mammoth here, 4th overall. This is very interesting. Drop your predictions for pick number 4 in the chat here. Let's go.
He's giving this whole spiel about changing the name to Mammoth.
Yeah, okay.
Well, maybe they need a mammoth and they can take one.
Maybe they can. What was that?
All right, that's awesome.
It's a bit of an air ball. I'm not gonna lie.
Here they come.
There we go. The Utah Mammoth. Got to select. Caleb Desnoyers going 4th overall. Wow. That's all you, dude.
That is a wow. I didn't think they would take him. Is it Desnoyers?
Yeah.
Awesome. Caleb Desnoyers. This is a great story. A Quebecois. As a Habs fan, if he was available anywhere near where the Habs were picking, I would have taken him in a heartbeat. Probably would have taken him like really high. This guy's going to be really good. Really good two-way center, and you think about them now with TJ Ginla, Caleb Desnoyers, Peterka, Cousin, or Cooley, not Cousins, Keller, Gunther. That's like 6 or 7 elite players for the Utah Mammoth now. And I think this is a great pick. Why don't you dive in a little bit on Caleb Desnoyers?
Just want to say, I don't think there's anything to hate about this kid's game. He is a safe bet to become a two-way top 6 forward. Love his physical play, mostly because he doesn't let anyone push him around. He's also a great playmaker and is one of the smarter centers in this draft. He might not be super flashy, but at the least, he does very intelligent things with the puck every night. He's a guy that you can trust with a couple minutes left in the game, whether you're up or down. Also,
just laughing at that guy's sound that he made.
Sorry?
What was that? What was the guy's sound that he made, dude, when he was making the pick?
Yeah, that was brutal, eh? What was that?
That was awesome.
Like, it would have been cool if everyone were to, like, go along. Okay, how about we try it? Ready?
No, we're not. What did he do again? It was like,
I don't even know. I'm not going to try.
I'm not even going to try because I don't even know what he did.
Yeah, that was...
Something like that. You get the gist of it. Clip that. All right.
Yeah, overall, I'd say that's an A-plus pick for Utah. So far, we haven't had any reaches. I feel like this is fairly interesting in the order. Now it's where it gets a little interesting. Nashville did say James Higgins is in under their radar here. And if the Islanders want to splash and go for the Shagins combo, Schaefer and Higgins, they might need to make a trade to move up unless they're betting that he falls further.
I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I just want to touch on Nashville real quick here because I think that this is such an important draft / offseason for the direction of their team. Hello. Yeah, Hockey Tonight, can we get your thoughts on this pick? I'm really intrigued what others have to say here because I kind of have my own internal thing, but I'm curious what you got to say here. I just want to point out that on our board, Porter Martone at 3 has not gone. I don't think he's going to have a mega fall because he's too big for that. However, Higgins at 4, it's still on the top 100.
I also want to add that this kid, Caleb Desnoyers, has an absolute sick personality, similar to Schaefer. You could expect him, maybe he comes to Chicago and eventually can earn up to that A. I don't know about the C, but he's a great kid. He's has a great game. Nothing really to complain about. Not Chicago. For whatever reason, I thought he went to Chicago. That's all me. Utah, you got yourself a leader, and not just a leader, a great player as well. So that's a great pick.
And I will say, there's kind of a theme. Can I just say?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, there's kind of a theme with Utah's picks from last year and this year. Last year, they took TJ Ginla, another kid with just some great personality, right? Great character. And I wonder if Ryan Smith and Ashley Smith, the Utah Hockey Club owners, really value that. I wonder if that's kind of what they really think is. No, they didn't trade it tonight. They didn't trade it. I wonder if that's what's really important to them in players that they draft out of these young kids. Any thoughts on that?
Sorry?
Any thoughts on Utah picking Ginla and Desnoyers, 2 really strong personalities and characters?
Yeah, strong personalities, strong characters. They're also two-way guys who are on the bigger side of things. Also smart players as well. I really like what Utah is building here. Ever since they relocated, they've got a lot they're building. Like you mentioned before, Gunther, Cooley, Peterka, Ginla, Desnoyers. Desnoyers is also a guy who may be a little more NHL ready compared to the others. So I think having a Ginla who could come in this year, not sure if he'll play, but could come into the system this year, and Desnoyers maybe following not shortly after that, could be a pretty dangerous 1-2 punch. Yeah.
I want to say one of Higgins or Martone will be there for Philly. I don't know if they're going to screw this up, but I have a feeling they might just go off the board. They might just go off the board if they pick.
They might. You know what?
Why don't we? I was talking about Nashville for a little bit.
Right. I think Nashville. Philly is going to take Jake O'Brien. You
think?
I think so.
So then where do you think Nashville goes?
Nashville. Question is, I'm not against the Higgins fit for Nashville. I'm curious to see if the Islanders will move up and make a trade or if that's not happening. They got to do something soon. 1 minute and 40 seconds.
I have a feeling they know that Higgins is falling a little bit more.
Maybe. You wonder. In our mock draft, we did have Nashville taking Martone at 5. I like that fit a lot.
Our mock draft is pretty good, other than the 2
flips. They got $14 million. We've done solid so far. $14 million in cap space. Don't really have any guys to sign this year, so they do have a little bit to work with. But one thing, when you look at this team, I'll read you their ages. Forsberg, 30. Stamkos, 35. Marchessault, 34. O'Reilly, 34. Holla, 34. A lot of old guys on that team, and it is an old core. And also, one thing about them, they can't put the puck in the net. So I think they do need.
Yeah, can I give you a shout?
Try to rebuild this core retool. Yeah, let's hear it.
Islanders trade Matt Barzal and 16-17 to Nashville for 5 Jonathan Marchessault, and that's it.
Wow.
So my thought process for that is Marchessault was coached by Patty Waugh in the juniors, I believe. Fact check that, you might. Barzal would fit on Nashville if they're trying to get younger, and this gives Islanders Higgins. So I mean, I think they're gonna pick it. There's 6 seconds. That's not what.
It looks like they won't trade it.
Pick is in.
Maybe they will. The pick is in for the Nashville Predators. The pick is in.
Okay, final predictions, Martin.
Let's see.
So Gary Bettman making the 5th selection for the Nashville Predators, one of Nashville's all-time greats. Whoa, big Shea.
Shea Weber. Wow.
Is he like live on a golf course?
I guess so. Got the AirPods awesome. In. I'm not sure how he has signal out there, but that's about.
How does he have signal out there? There's the $1 million question. How does Shea Weber have signal where he's at? Best of fans at Bridge on me. I know you guys aren't having any fun. Did you just say they aren't having any fun?
Brady Martin.
Whoa!
Brady Martin selected with the 5th overall pick.
Whoa!
Wow! That's a little bit off the board. I don't think there were any rumors coming into this.
Okay.
That Brady Martin would go to Nashville. It was all for Utah. This was a guy who's not at the draft. He's at the farm milking the cows with his family. They're showing a little video of him now at the farm. Oh my gosh.
Wow. This one kind of shocked me.
This guy's a beauty, huh? This one shocked me too.
Are they just like doing a little like thing tribute? All right, Brady Martin.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, actually, it'll be nice if this moves the draft along.
That would be very
move it
nice.
along, buddy. Dude, we don't need. Okay. This is awesome. I love Brady Martin.
Reaction from him. Oh, there we go. TV on the. Look at that setup. TV on the tractor. Awesome. With the farm
get a live reaction?
That's a sick view. Brady Martin goes number 5 to the Nashville Predators. Yeah, Hockey Tonight. Whoa, that's a little bit of an off the board pick.
Why don't you give us a little bit of Brady Martin's game and how he might fit with Nashville? Because that's what I'm curious about. Where's the fit? It makes sense. The rough and tough style of hockey. Barry Trotz probably loves that. But why don't you touch on that a little bit?
Right. So Brady Martin was at number 8 for our best available players. So there has been a lot of discussion, recently surrounding Martin. But one thing is this is a guy that you want to win. This is a guy on your winning team. He's built for the playoffs, kind of like a Brad Marchand. And he played out more than a point per game in the OHL, doing a lot of heavy lifting for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Away from the puck, he hits everyone in sight. Anything that moves, he will hit. He battles hard and is a goal scorer as well. He does look like one of the best players to come out of the OHL this year. Does a lot on the ice, high compete level, never gives up. He's a center, but it is predicted that he might be better along the wing. One thing about this guy is that his hitting game, I want to add, not only is he, a massive hitter in the draft or the best hitter in the draft, it was, considered by a couple scouts, if he heads into the NHL, he could be one of the best hitters in the league right away. Says a lot about his game. Looking more and more into it, I kind of see why Barry Trotz would go.
No, I think it's the most Barry Trotz selection ever, I'll be honest.
I agree for sure.
But I just think you can get that in Porter Martone.
I agree.
That's what I think.
Martone, love his game. Big guy, physical, scores goals. Interesting that they went with Brady Martin. He wasn't at the draft. He's been on the farm. But overall, solid selection. By no means was it maybe a little bit of a reach, but nothing too crazy. I think Nashville, you do got yourself a good player. He will be very good in the future, and they do not trade the pick. So
I'm just going to play some audio into the microphone here. This is at the UBS Arena's draft party. It's not copyright or anything. Their crowd is chanting, "We want Brady." That is something. That is a statement to the front office to get off their ass and make a move.
Maybe they have. Yeah, this is interesting because Philly, we had them going with Higgins, I believe. Higgins fell to Philly, right? But now all of a sudden, if you think about it, Philly has Zegras, Mitchkov, both guys very skilled, a little bit undersized. So now if a Porter Martone falls into your lap.
This pick is in. I hope this is not Higgins for the sake of – I want chaos.
I want chaos as well.
You telling me that the Habs are trying to get Jordan Kyrou? That's what I'm hearing right now. All right, sorry. Not the point. Here's the commissioner, Gary Bettman. Whoa! Charles Barkley.
Wow. Charles Barkley making the pick here.
Hockey Tonight says O'Brien. Let's see.
O'Brien, I could see that for Philly. Higgins, we'll see if he gets picked. He's so far fallen to at least number 6. We'll see if Philly picks him up, but he has not been picked yet.
Okay, he's doing an interview, basically. I'm not going to lie. You gotta wait.
Okay, yeah, we got a little bit of time. Charles Barkley, getting a little bit into hockey, It's
just great. It's awesome. It's a way for him to – and I think this is a testament to the TNT partnership that they made. That Charles Barkley used to work. I mean, I think that – did they stop their shows, right? TNT now with the NBA.
Yeah, with the NBA.
But they used to work with Shaq and all them. And now you got Biz on that network with Wayne Gretzky and all that stuff. So hang on, this is why I think the pick might go here. But I kind of that crossover is huge, and I think that that's kind of showing. Here we go.
Yeah. This guy's a great personality, dude.
Whoa! There you go, Porter Martone.
Okay. Porter Martone is picked for the Philadelphia Flyers. I just want to say that's a great pick. Flyers fans, dude, that's a great pick.
No. Boston's going to get Higgins.
No! Please, Islanders, please do whatever you have to do. Barzal.
No.
Trade Schaefer right now for Higgins.
Maybe don't do that.
Please. Oh, yeah, not to Boston. Yeah, not to Boston.
Maybe don't give him to Boston.
Please don't let Higgins fall into the lap of the Boston Bruins. Please don't. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of a scouting report about Porter Martone. Okay. Let's dive into this. He was our third best available player. In terms of pure offense, there aren't many that play like Martone. He has arguably the best vision in the entire draft class and great offensive IQ as well. His skating might lack a little bit, and scouts wish that he may be a bit more physical. Everyone agrees that he's one of the smartest players in this draft class. Also, he can score goals. His ability to absolutely dominate with the puck and impact the offensive zone without it makes him so lethal. One thing, skating is a little bit of a work in progress, but this is a guy that grinds along the boards. He can drive plays, produce, and he can make stuff happen. Philadelphia.
You can see it. You can see him when he's next to Bettman, how much bigger he is than him. Was that a Montreal Canadiens thing on the inside of his sweater? Do you see that? Inside of his jacket? That was a Montreal Canadiens logo. Yeah, that was funny. Maybe he played for the junior Canadiens or something.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. That jersey looks really good on Porter Martone.
It does.
As he's putting it on now. That he might be ready to play this year. He might be one of these guys in the draft that's ready to play this year purely because of his size, and his body. And I think that I watched him play a couple times with the Brampton Steelheads. This guy just influences games on his own. I mean, this guy just gets in front of the net, drives the net, does all that. I really like this pick for Philadelphia, and I think that this is one where great pick, right? Yeah, you know much about him. Yeah, Lino can kind of give you the rundown if you want.
Yeah, so this guy, he was the captain of the Brampton Steelheads, so obviously he's a leader. He's a great guy. Looks like Philly's Claude Giroux poster in his basement. Was he a Flyers fan growing up? Maybe. I'm not sure, I'll be honest. But this is a guy, he's obviously big. He's massive. Puts up points, was top high in the OHL in points. He's a great player. Great player, works hard, gets pucks to the net, grinds, scores those kinds of goals. It's a great pickup for the Flyers.
We're an hour into this draft and we've gotten 6 picks.
Brutal.
Right. That'll tell you how long tonight's going to take.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're loving life here with you boys. With all you guys. This is awesome. Yeah, I do want to say here, this is like Broad Street bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's connected. I just was too far away from it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, also has good defensive awareness, and his top-end speed is solid as well. Great hands and tight. Good work. Bang. Bang.
You see what I mean? If you keep it going, then those will just keep going up.
You're right. Absolutely right.
I would love to know where you think he's going to play on this Flyers team. Let me just take a look at their daily face-off lineup. I mean, that's a bad idea. I might look at their Puckpedia just because it's not.
All right. Sounds good. So Mitchkov, Martone, Zegras, Luchenko, Drysdale. You got a solid core coming up, no?
Tippett, Konechny.
Like you got something being built in Philadelphia. It's something. In Boston, the Boston Bruins are on the clock. Now this is a big one, especially for us. I'm a Leafs fan. Armand's a Habs fan. This is a little bit big. I'm curious, who do you guys think will the Boston Bruins take at 7? It'd be hard not to pick Higgins here.
This would be hard to pass on Higgins.
Something that we don't. Maybe the mutual agreement not to pick him. Don't know what's going on here. You wonder if there's a trade incoming here. The Boston Bruins look to try to be competitive next year. They obviously had a pretty rough season, but I can't imagine that they are just going to completely sell off.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm not going to lie. I think Nashville might have completely handed the Bruins Higgins.
I know. I'm hoping that's not the case, but Martin is a Boston Bruin too. Like he is a.
Oh, he is a 100%. Yeah. Yeah. O'Brien.
Looking at our top available, James Higgins was out on the 4th spot. We have Jake O'Brien next at 7, and then Victor Eklund there at 9. So you wonder if any of those picks be taken. I would say they probably go with O'Brien, but you can't really turn Higgins down. So I don't know. Who do you guys think will the Boston Bruins take here?
I think this has got to be Higgins, and if not, it's going to be a trade. That's my take. Well, you know what? They might go O'Brien. Because I can see Seattle being a little more susceptible. What's the word? Susceptible? What's the word?
Wow.
A little more intrigued in a trade with the Islanders. This is what I'm trying to say.
Hockey Tonight says McQueen. That's an interesting pick. McQueen is a guy, a little bit of injury concerns around him. That's a shout. That's a great pick. Looks like the pick is in.
No, it's not in. But they don't look like they're not.
Yeah.
They're laughing. I want to say I was listening to Craig Button, and Craig Button said if Roger McQueen hadn't got injured, he'd be up there for the first overall pick.
Yeah. Very, very talented player. Very talented player. Time has expired.
I wonder if they're calling it timeout. Yeah, pick is in. All right.
Pick is in for the Boston Bruins.
I'm gonna go on a limb. Let's say Jake O'Brien.
All right.
Making the pick now, dude. Can Gary not just pull an Adam Silver and just do it?
Oh no. Yeah. It takes too long, man.
Who's the guy?
And they give a little speech.
What?
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, hold on. Straight to the point. Oh. No.
No way, Islanders, you fumbled.
He's so.
No. Do you think the Islanders try to trade for him?
Can we pull up Twitter? Or
you know
something?
how you know?
No way.
No, I'll check. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything. This is okay. Why don't you give him a little James Higgins report?
Not gonna lie, I was hoping they wouldn't take Higgins because Higgins is a fantastic player. One of my favorite in the draft. He was projected to go first overall around this time last year. Was a preseason number 1, but has fallen due to some of the others finding unique ways to stand out, especially due to size. He has been ignored a little bit too much in a sense. He was a point per game freshman season at Boston College while putting solid numbers on route to gold at the World Juniors. He's a smart player, great two-way game, and can thrive with just about anyone. If there's one element of his game that needs to improve, it is battling harder to win those puck battles. But Higgins with the puck is probably top-notch, top in the draft class as well. Also, his playmaking game is elite. Elite playmaking game, probably one of the top in the class. It's a great player that the Boston Bruins got. You know,
do you think he's happy to go there? I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I guarantee you, he doesn't want to go there. He might pull a Eric Lindros and be like, I don't want to play there.
He might. Am I lagging?
Slightly, not much.
Okay, we're good. This is for the Boston Bruins. I'm really upset with this pick because this is a great pick.
Oh no.
I mean, he seems happy. He played in Boston College. Won't be too much of a move for him. So he's used to the city.
Does he?
It's such a good pick for
does
the
he
Boston
seem happy?
Bruins.
I mean, he looks happy, but does he
that
seem
the
happy?
Islanders couldn't trade up. I don't know. I think we're just saying that because we don't like Boston. But Bruins fans, we'll give it to you.
I want to puke, man. I want to puke. This is so bad. Because now this is so... Dude, they're going to rebuild in 1 minute, man. Because think about it, dude. They have him. They already have Fraser Minton, who will be probably the third-line center of the future. They have...
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Third-line center of the future. Third-line center of the future.
You're right.
What? I think we might have some technical issues. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
Are we good?
Technical difficulties with the Bruins end. They couldn't do the thing.
Yeah. So Mega Boolean to your answer, Higgins did get selected by the Boston Bruins.
Sick pick, 100%. Let's just ignore the bias real quick if I can jump in. I'm sorry for that. I can, just ignore the bias. This is a great pick for the Boston Bruins, and 100% I would make this pick if I was them. I just think it's annoying the story that could have come from it.
Right. Higgins joining the Boston Bruins. Great pick. Absolutely fantastic pick. Was there any news on the Islanders? Could they not trade up? What's going on?
But it doesn't look like there's a trade or anything here. Also, it's been relatively quiet. I'm just looking through Saravelli, and apparently the Canucks are trying to move 15 like pretty hard.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there's a team that maybe uses 2 later first rounders. Maybe Nashville, 23 and 26, try to jump up to 15. Bold move from the Bruins to just not answer the FaceTime. Yeah, they couldn't answer the thing wasn't on, but it wasn't answering the phone.
This is unreal stuff.
The Noah Dobson deal has still not been announced, by the way.
Yeah. That's interesting. You do gotta see that the Nashville Predators passed on Martone and Higgins for Brady Martin. You wonder if that might bite them in the butt in the future.
That's gonna bite them right in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question now. The top, this is pretty standard. There's 7 picks and the top 7 are gone. When are we getting our first reach?
When are we? You're right. Here at 8 for the Seattle Kraken. We'll look if you want to give them the best available list here.
Yeah, so Jake O'Brien at 7. Brady Martin has gone. I'm going to circle him out. Who's not gone? Oh, yeah. So Brady Martin has gone. So Jake O'Brien, Victor Eklund, Keyshawn Aitchison, McQueen, I could see them going McQueen here, just add a little bit of size, but they have a ton of centers, so they might go wing. And if they want to go wing, then Victor Eklund might be the play.
What's interesting for Seattle is you're wondering the direction they're trying to go to. They just traded for Mason Marchment. I think they needed a guy like that to come in. He's a physical guy. He wins battles. I feel like Seattle didn't have much of that last year. But you're also wondering, like, what's the direction here for the Seattle Kraken?
Well, they made the trade earlier this week. They got Burakovsky dumped away for Veleno. And then they also, what was the other trade that Seattle made?
Marchment.
So again, I can't tell. Are they trying to win now, or are they looking at the future? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Hagen just said.
I would, if I can. I just want to say I would. There's been no trade so far. I'm not curious like why. I'm just curious what teams are trying, because now where my head thinks is I don't think that, because the pick is in here, these guys aren't trading. I don't think that Seattle is. I don't think that teams are. Can Gary just announce the pick? I was gonna say I don't think teams are looking for futures. I think teams are looking to win now. Let's see. Is Gary gonna make it?
Yeah.
Tell you who that is.
Okay. Me neither, I'll be honest.
He's in person though.
That's good.
Okay, I'll go Victor Eklund. Who do you think?
I'm gonna go Jake O'Brien.
There you go. It's a good pick. It's a great pick. Another center though.
Haven't had a reach so far.
Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. You're right.
So best available, we've got all the top 8 are all off the board with the first 8 picks. Other 3, Victor Eklund, Kashawn Aitchison, Roger McQueen here, on our top best available. Let's give you a little snippet on who Jake O'Brien is. So O'Brien has all the skills and smarts to be a very impressive center in the NHL. His off-puck play is great, and he's always outthinking his opponents. He fell just short of 100 points this season with 98, but he only got better as the season wore on. He's never going to blow you away with his pure skill, but his work ethic and ability to be effective in all 3 zones will allow him to have a solid career. Overall, this is a guy that's very consistent. He's big, pretty strong. Solid pick for Seattle here. Was definitely they went with best available. Don't mind that whatsoever.
Don't mind it. Question the need for another center. Maybe they could have gone. My thought process was you go a little they have so many centers, so that was my thing. And I'm just looking at what people are saying. It just seems like that's what.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say it'll go faster. Let's see how it goes. Just see what happens. Just no need to do anything now. This guy's a beautiful. I want to say I think that Buffalo is going to go with their first reach here. Although I don't know if Ratty Merck has a reach on our list. We have him at 13. Do I think he'll go 13? Do I think he'll go? I think he'll go above that. What I'm more intrigued to look at here is Pittsburgh. So they've 10 and 11. Can they, if they see a guy they really like at 9, are they going to jump up to 9? What are they? I'm intrigued to see what Pittsburgh has. No, hockey tonight. You're good, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm curious to see what Pittsburgh has in store. Also, are they going to announce both picks back-to-back on the stage? Because that would be kind of sick.
That would be cool, yeah. That'll be interesting.
Oh, are you a Blue Jackets fan tonight? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If you want me to be totally honest with you, I did not love the Charlie Coyle trade.
Yeah.
I did not love it because you gave up Gavin Brindley, who can be a very serviceable player at the NHL level, plus that second-round pick. There's a little more. I was listening to someone who's like, this offseason, the Blue Jackets should not make a Jarmo Kekalainen trade, kind of like a desperate trade. I'm curious what you think about that trade, but I don't love it. It addresses a need, but I think you paid. I think you paid.
I don't know your thoughts about him. Didn't know too much about him, but I know he was great at the World Juniors.
Just 1 second. I know that I feel like Coyle would help us win now. Yes, so that's the price you pay. But I don't think your team should be trying to win this year. Right. Why do they need to go? Why do they need to win now? Why is it like it doesn't need to be? Like I think you have a year or two. It's just the league is so competitive this year, and next year I think you're going to see teams go backwards because they're going to want Gavin McKenna, and not necessarily during the season. Like playoffs, yeah. Like he will probably help you win the playoffs. Do you think he slots into the second line center role? He's making a decent amount of money, but that's not a concern for you guys. We had you guys going to get Granlund in our free agency preview, so I think that kind of fits that mold.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or third. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where my head was at too. Was like, yeah, he could be your second or third line center, but I'm curious if there's more to come to upgrade that second line center role. Although Sean Monahan is a very serviceable second line center.
Right. Let's kind of switch over to Buffalo. I think we should talk a little bit about them.
What's the direction of these guys?
The Sabres?
Yeah. What's the direction of the Buffalo Sabres?
Interesting, bro. Just absolute, not sure what they were doing trading Paterka. I'll be completely honest. You wonder, is Tage Thompson the next to go? How is he feeling throughout this all? Lots of his teammates are all heading out the door. Byram's in rumors. Cousins is shipped off.
If I'm a team, I am trying to. If I'm a team that's trying to be aggressive, I'm hot after Tage Thompson.
I just don't see a complete vision for the Buffalo Sabres. They could change that in this draft. Best available here on our list: Victor Eklund, Kashawn Aitchison, Roger McQueen. You wonder if they go with defenseman here. I'm not sure. They already got a solid defensive core.
They might add a little sides.
Byram for a forward potentially, but haven't seen it so far.
What? Okay, can you look at Kevin Weeks on Twitter? What city is that?
Okay, give me a minute.
Is that Colorado?
Dude, he always does this. That might be Colorado.
Is that Colorado? Okay, well, Sid's going to Colorado then.
Denver. They're saying Denver.
Okay, well, that's Sid. Sid's getting traded.
They're saying Denver. I don't know. Hockey Tonight.
Is that Denver? Thank you, Tonight. Okay, so is that trade?
That's interesting. Would be the most Buffalo Sabres thing to trade down.
Chris McFarland will speak to the media in 25 minutes. Where do they pick? Do they pick anywhere near?
They don't pick in the first round.
I'm on this. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Carry on. I am on this.
Colorado Avalanche maybe brought up in some rumors. Kevin Weeks with a tweet. I'm not sure what's going on, but
hang on. Talk about Buffalo for a second while I look at this.
Right. So one thing, obviously, a Bowen Byram in those rumors. I'm curious to think what everyone thinks about that Paterka trade. The pick is in for the Buffalo Sabres.
Dude, I have a feeling they're trading for Crosby.
This might be
okay. My guess is Mertka.
Okay, I'm gonna say Eklund. Oh.
Who did they say the band was? I didn't hear. I can tell you.
Interesting.
I think they need size, and I think they get that in Mertka. That's my guess. That's my thought process.
All right.
Is it a reach? I don't know. Let's see. You say Eklund, I say
Adam
Murka.
going
They
10.
go.
Let's see.
Brady Murka.
Wow. Okay.
Seattle Thunderbirds was what gave it to me there. That's why I reacted early. Sorry about that.
That's a solid pick.
It's a good pick. I'm not gonna lie. I like that a lot, especially if they're trading Byram. That might be.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
6'6". I mean, I don't mind it. I just feel like, did they need another defenseman? I don't know.
Here's my thought process here. Does this mean they're trading Byram tonight?
Maybe. Okay, that got me hyped because I want to trade. I was expecting a couple trades.
I want a goddamn trade yet. Let's go here.
I want to trade
Chris McFarland.
I'm going to read you guys a quick scouting report. He is a right-handed defenseman, Seattle Thunderbirds of the WHL. Started the year in the top pro league in Czechia, but after he moved to the WHL, was big for his development. He's been a big-time producer with the Thunderbirds, and if he played a full season, would probably finish with around 50 points. Sorry. He's 6'6", right-handed shot, and quite mobile. Obviously, that's pretty attractive to any NHL team. We could see him going.
Oh my God! I think Crosby's getting traded.
Top 10. Is Sidney Crosby going to get traded? Not sure.
Here's my thought process. Here's my thing. Cam Robinson, who's pretty tapped in with elite prospects, says if Sidney Crosby gets dealt to Colorado tonight, this will instantly become the best draft in history. Sorry, I don't make the rules. An hour ago, Georges Larac tweeted, I'm hearing there's a very good chance that Sid Crosby will play somewhere else. Now Kevin Weeks comes from the top rope with the Denver tweet. And Chris McFarland will speak to the media in 25 minutes.
And that's also from the trade deadline. And during the trade deadline, Kevin Weeks did the same thing when there were all these rumors about Sidney Crosby going to Colorado. Tweeted the skyline. Nothing happened. You wonder if that was maybe a little foreshadow for what could happen here. The Penguins do pick 11 and 12. Maybe that's when they make their move. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
My God, brother. If the Crosby gets traded, you're going to have to witness the craziest reaction in history if they trade Crosby. We're both going to start jumping and screaming. Dude, you can't tell me that. I'm going to bring back to my Montreal Canadiens here. Is this – okay, here's my thought process. Is this just happening privately? Like, are they not even saying anything? Are they just – I have to update the board. Are they just being quiet about this? Like, are they just being like, yeah, Sid, you know, we'll just let you go? Like, are they just not even –
No idea.
Like,
no idea how Kevin Adams is not fired yet. Don't know how he's talking.
Yeah, can you get fired tomorrow, dude? Like, Jesus. You can bloody here. Can someone justify why Kevin Adams is still the GM of the Buffalo Sabres? Thank you.
Yeah, not sure.
Okay, I really want to know what's going on with Crosby. Can they throw it to Elliot Friedman is the $1 million question.
Can't tell if Murtka is absolutely pumped or if he's, like, disappointed.
Yeah. Who's next? Anaheim?
Anaheim is next, yes.
Schaefer's on the broadcast.
Schaefer is on the broadcast. Okay, I'm curious to hear from him.
Man, I do just want to say, great pick by Buffalo. Like, other than like everything else, great pick by Buffalo. I think this is a pick that they needed to make. I think they needed a big defenseman that can actually play with the guys that they have, and I think they addressed it. Plus, I also think that they're going to trade Byram, and if they trade Byram, you can plug Murka right in. He's NHL ready because he's got the size, so it fits. That's my quick synopsis. Now, is Sidney Crosby getting traded? That's what I'm looking at. I'm not checking Twitter, actually. You know what? I'm not going to check Twitter.
You're right.
I'll stop. Because what I want here is I want Gary Bettman to go up to the goddamn thing. Be like, we have a trade to announce. Sidney Crosby has been traded for
Nathan McKinnon. Oh, yeah.
And they cleared cap space earlier.
Oh! Why would the Colorado Avalanche clear cap space?
I just thought of that.
They cleared a centerman. Charlie Coyle is a centerman.
And so is Miles Wood.
So is Miles Wood. Hold on, folks. How much did they clear? 7, 8 mil?
7.2.
How much does Crosby make? 8.7?
8.7.
Hold on. Something's adding up. Hopefully we're not
You
getting
could probably retain a little bit. You probably retain at least a little bit.
Hopefully.
This is where it gets interesting here.
Yeah.
Frank Saravalli. No trades in the draft.
Right. Looking at our best available. Roger McQueen, Kashawn Aitchison at 10, Roger McQueen 11, Jackson Smith at 12. You wonder, Pittsburgh soon has picks back to back. You wonder what's going to happen there. Are they going to announce both the picks at the same time? I really hope they do. Get this draft moving along a little bit more. This is fun though.
Dude, I'm the rumor boys are buzzing. The rumors are twirling in the head.
Yeah.
Why is the guy speaking to the media in the middle of the first round?
That's a great question. Maybe it's
like, okay, fine.
It could be they don't have a pick the whole day and they're not
Why would you do it in the middle of the first round though?
I don't know. It's weird.
Like, yeah, they just made their trades. Their trades were made official earlier, so it's not like he's announcing them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, I have no idea. You guys think Sidney Crosby's going to get traded? I don't know. This could be something here.
Like, okay, there's got to be something that gives here. Some team has to budge because we've heard the whole day that, like, this has the most uncertainty ever to be in a draft. Like, come on. Like, let's go here.
Right.
Also, why does Bettman have to introduce everyone? Why can't the person just walk out?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, here's the pick.
I don't know. I don't like how they do this. It's so much quicker if like they go NBA style.
What do you think? What do you think though? Where do you think they goes? Where do you think they go here? I'm gonna go Jackson Smith.
I'm gonna go Roger McQueen.
All right.
Let's see.
All right, they're doing. Bettman's introducing someone again. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Have we had a single pick that he hasn't? Oh, Martin. Martin, I guess.
Did he not introduce? Did he pick? Did they announce Martin?
I'm not sure.
Alrighty. Let's see if I'm trying to figure out.
Let's see.
Eklund, Aitchison, McQueen, Smith. What's up, Aiden? How's it going? All right, let me.
Oh, hey, Aiden. How's it going?
Let's see. Okay, here's my thought process again. Go get a defenseman that can. Okay, here, what are they?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to think it might be Aitchison. It might be Aitchison too.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We're doing good. We're doing good. Just waiting for some trades or something to happen. I don't know.
It's fun just kind of keeping up with it too.
Dragging this one on, huh? The Ducks will select. That's Roger McQueen.
That's a hell of a pick.
Okay.
That's a hell of a
pick.
That's a great pick. Why don't you tell everyone what Roger McQueen will give your favorite hockey team?
Okay, so he might be the riskiest pick considered that he played just only 20 games between the regular season and the playoffs due to a pretty bad injury that he had. But he was productive, physical, brought a lot to the table that few else possess in this draft. He's big. He's 6'5" and plays with skill of a 5'11" speedster with some nice hands as well. He can shoot, pass, intimidate all in one shift. Did have that back injury, but his pure talent is undeniable. He has a lot of upside. If he didn't get injured, he could have been picked in the top 5, is what scouts were saying. That's a great pick from Anaheim. I really like that pick.
Did you touch on his size?
Yeah, he's 6'5".
Yeah.
I think he's like 190 something. He's huge. But
if he grows into that body, he'll be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, he can also shoot the puck. Like you're saying.
Pittsburgh's going back to back here. They traded Crosby trade. I'm not checking Twitter. I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked. Although I will say I'm getting so many texts I might have to go into notes. Hagan says his favorite movie is Happy Gilmore and says it's unreal that Adam Sandler called his name.
Ah, come on. That's cool. That was a great pick by Boston, but
you liar.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Love his game too. Are you talking about McQueen? Because if so, that guy's he's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to float by you, hockey, tonight for your Columbus Blue Jackets. Where are you at for who you want? You want a defenseman? You want a forward? Where are you at? I'll give you two names. If you want a defenseman, I think you got to target Keyshawn Aitchison or Logan Hensler. And if you want a forward, Lyndon Lakovich, Carbonneau, Carter Bear, Aitchison, 100%. Aitchison would be awesome. I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we've only had 9 picks in an hour and 30 minutes.
Welcome to the NHL Draft.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great pick. He's going to be a great player as well. I like this pick a lot from the Anaheim Ducks.
Was Zegras playing center for them? He was playing center. So this guy can slide right in there, right?
You're right.
I don't like how they have the guests come behind the player to go into a special room. It should be a one-on-one thing. Also, how composed do you have to be to not absolutely freak out and want to go hug the GM or that just drafted you to the NHL?
That's so funny.
Okay, so Victor Eklund is still available at 11. At 11, and we have him at 9 on our list. So that one's
Pittsburgh has back-to-back picks here.
You gotta think they go forward defenseman if they're picking.
You're right. This could be big to turn around their franchise here.
Yeah, you gotta ace these picks.
Victor Eklund, Sean Aitchison here, back-to-back.
What are the odds Kyle Dubas trades back?
Oh, no. That's the most Kyle Dubas move to ever do, but...
Colorado has $8.9 million in cap space. Just check.
Interesting.
So,
it's interesting.
Certain player in the NHL makes 8.7. Just not a big deal.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Their GM is speaking in 10 minutes. Just out of the blue in the middle of the first round.
It could be something. I'm curious to see how they'll do this with the back-to-back picks here. Who do you guys think is going to be picked at 11 and 12? Curious to see.
If they have two different people announcing both of their picks, I will start going nuts. You got to go up there. Just what you got to do. You got to get Gary Bettman to be like, okay, here's a celebrity guy, Mario Lemieux, whoever the hell it is, comes up with the 11th and 12th picks. The Pittsburgh Penguins are practice Keyshawn Aitchison and Carter Bear. And then they both come on the stage together and they got drafted together. And then you get off the stage and we can move on to 13. That's what I would do.
Exactly.
Hopefully not Aitchison and Eklund.
Aitchison and Eklund, yeah. Are those the two guys?
So okay, well you know hockey tonight. You're gonna get one of Aitchison, Eklund, Jackson Smith, Carbonneau, or Carter Bear, who are all the highest ranked people up till 16. So you're gonna get one of them. You're gonna actually get one of Eklund, Aitchison, or Jackson Smith. No, that's 3. You'll get. Yeah, those 5 guys I read out. I would be happy with all those 5 guys. Carter Bear is probably the most sneaky one out of all of them, if I'm honest, because Carter Bear was injured a lot this season.
He was.
And if he puts it together, he could be a really solid player at the NHL level.
Yeah, he still put on a show. I know he had a lot of points.
He had a ton of points. People were saying he could be top 10, so.
Exactly.
Top 10 without the injury, but he obviously got injured, so.
Yeah, unfortunate.
This is where do you think Pittsburgh go here?
I don't know. This could be big to turn around their franchise. Part of me thinks they're gonna trade. I feel like a trade might be coming here soon. I don't know. We'll
trade
see.
One, both.
Best case scenario in my world, I think they go one of Smith and Aitchison, and I think they gotta pick Victor Eklund here. Will they trade both? I'm not sure. Curious to think what the Islanders are thinking now. I guess they're just sticking with 16 and 17 now that Hagen.
I think so. Yeah, that was probably their only hope. So
yeah.
I'm texting some people who are telling me some stuff. So
all good. All right.
Okay, we're back here. 20 seconds till they go. They have Crosby on the front of the thing. What if he's not there? Not if he's not Penguin in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why this guy's not announced why he's doing the press conference. But 3, 2, 1. Are they picking?
Hockey Tonight says nervous for Columbus pick. I mean,
oh my God,
gonna get a good player.
Looks like he's
there's quite a few on the board here. Yeah. Yeah, they've definitely made it.
Tonight, you're good. You're gonna get someone good. Can I ask you a question? How is Laine? How'd you feel about Laine? Just in general, how do you feel about Patrick Laine? How do you feel about him? How did you feel he was? How do you feel about Patrick Laine? Because lazy, but you like him. I think that's the perfect definition of Patrick Laine. I'm honest with you. Okay, here we go.
Okay,
Let's
looks
see.
like pick is in.
Can we not? Can you just announce the picks? Who's this? Crystal Tech? I don't know. Just Brian Whitney?
Is it? Who is it? Chris Letang.
I called it.
Okay, that's cool. Chris Letang.
He's technically still on the team.
Okay. He is on the team.
Are they announcing one or both? They better announce both.
I hope they announce both. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Oh. Whoa! Pittsburgh just went off the board, no?
Pittsburgh just went off the board and they picked the 20th ranked guy.
Oh my. Kyle Dubas.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about Benjamin Kindle?
Okay, I'll be honest, don't know much about him, but Benjamin Kindle has been one of the WHL's hottest prospects this season, and he's quickly becoming one of the most popular names in the public scouting sphere. He's equally good as a shooter and a playmaker and is the driving force of the Hitmen's attack. He does a great job of finding open space and exploiting it, and a shot that he can unleash from just about everywhere. Below average skating, lack of physical edge can knock him down a few pegs, but a lot of teams should consider him for his puck skills and all-around solid improvement. That's interesting. 99 points this year with the Calgary Hitmen. I'd have to do a little bit more research on him, but where does Pittsburgh go now?
Kevin Weeks just tweeted the Islanders logo with the 2 eyes.
Of course.
He's Kevin Weeks. Just okay, I'm not off Twitter. Okay, don't you think that they're moving down if they're not picking 11, 12 back to back?
I don't know. There's no way they're gonna get new people to make a pick here.
No, I think that means they're moving down. It's got to mean they're moving down.
Gotta mean they're moving down.
Kyle Dubas moves down again if they are moving down. If they are moving down, this guy does not look happy. Yeah. No, he looks perfectly happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
Oh, they're telling Gary to stay?
Hold on.
Shoot. Hold on the phone. Why is he going alone? We have a trade. Dude, why are they cutting away? He just wanted the trade microphone.
Okay. Kindle, I don't know what's going on right now. We might have a trade here. Kindle is a centerman. Not sure what's going on. Solid player. You maybe think he might have gone a little bit early, but clearly the Pittsburgh scouting staff and Kyle Dubas saw something in him that maybe others didn't see.
Look at that shot.
That was nice. Dude.
I don't understand what they just did. Bettman just went to the trade podium. NHL rocks.
Seventh in the WHL in points, Benjamin Kindle. Starting to grow to like him a little more. Obviously, I think he'll be a great player. Was a bit off the board, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it was off the board. It was 20 to.
Yeah, I guess that's their first kind of reach, you could say, of the draft. I don't know.
Let's see if they are. I have a feeling there's a trade here.
I hope so. I need a trade in my life.
I don't think it'll be a player trade. I don't think it'll be a player trade. I don't think it'll be a player trade at all, but I think it'll be.
Yeah.
Something. I could see
Oh, they're on the clock again. I think that was a whole lot of nothing.
What did they say? Crosby going out a Montreal Canadiens fan? What?
No, Kindle.
Oh, Kindle was a Montreal Canadiens fan. Oh.
That's your guy.
He probably would have been there. He might have been there for the Habs if they'd stayed.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, I'm very intrigued here because this is 3 consecutive WHLers. Am I wrong?
Murtka, McQueen, and yeah, you're right.
I didn't put his name in.
What Pittsburgh's thinking here. Yeah, if
you want to put his name or I got it. Oh, trade! Here we go, Gary Bettman.
Wait. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Hold on. Oh, trade alert. Trade alert. Hold on a second.
See here.
Trade. Pick number 12 to Philly. Wow. Okay. So the Pittsburgh Penguins have traded down classic Kyle Dubas from 12 to get to Philadelphia to get picks 22 and 31. That's weird.
Okay, so I think I wrote that right. Pittsburgh gets 22-31 from Philly for 12. And now I got to write Kindle's name.
I'm glad we saw a deal. So who's Philly looking at here? Philly just drafted Porter Martone, so maybe they go defenseman. Maybe they're looking at Kashawn Aitchison potentially.
Kashawn Aitchison and Martone would be a great draft.
That would be a great draft for them. Jackson Smith, also another option on D. I doubt they go with like a Carter Bear. Do they go forward here?
Okay, hang on. So 22 becomes Philly. I have to update the board. So
yeah, 22 becomes Pittsburgh and 31 becomes Pittsburgh as well.
And 12 becomes Philly.
Yeah.
And 22 you said becomes Pittsburgh?
Yes.
And 22 and 23?
22.
What was it? 22 and 33.
31.
But that doesn't. It's 31. Oh, 31?
Yeah.
Wow, they actually gave up 2 firsts to. I mean, that's the Kyle Dubas special right there.
Why do I feel like Kyle Dubas lost a lot of value there?
It depends who they take, but they're pretty. That's pretty obvious that they're targeting someone.
I don't understand why you trade, especially in the spot they're in, trading that far down.
It's a lot.
I don't know why you wouldn't just select like 2 young guys. Isn't that what they're looking for? They're not looking to get better.
Understand this.
I don't know what the Pittsburgh Penguins are doing. I'll be honest.
I don't understand. This is the Kyle Dubas special, though, isn't it?
It is.
You tell me it didn't save?
Wow.
Kidding me? Okay, if you give me a minute to do this, I'm going to run to the washroom. All right. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Okay, so now the Philadelphia Flyers are now on the clock. I guess I'll update that really quick. I want to know you guys' thoughts. What do you think is going to happen here? Pittsburgh does trade that 12th pick in exchange for 22 and 31. So it looks like Philadelphia was eyeing someone. I want to know what you guys think about that. Philadelphia just selected Porter Martone with the 6th overall pick, and they've traded up. All right. Mega Boolean says, guy on the bottom, have ate dinner yet? Just a random thought. Okay. No, or yes, I have. Appreciate you looking out for me. We got a trade here, by the way. Philadelphia trades up, and the pick is in. The pick is in right now. I'm curious who do you guys think will Philadelphia take? Who do you think the Flyers will take here? This is interesting. All right. Pick is in. The 12th pick in the NHL Draft. The Flyers will select Jack Nesbitt. Wow. Okay. The Flyers go with Jack Nesbitt. We'll give you a little scouting report on him. For us, very off the board. Nesbitt was ranked 32nd, so that's even more of a off the board pick. Thank you, Mega Boolean. I guess see you. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Enjoy. I'll read you a little bit about Jack Nesbitt from the Windsor Spitfires of the OHL. Nesbitt was often one of Windsor's better shot generators, and while he didn't put up Liam Greetry numbers, he still finished to around a point per game. He's a big 6'4" center, which teams typically like. We wish he had a little bit more top speed, but he has a solid ceiling. He showed how good he can be around the net during the U18s, creating havoc and pushing guys while jumping in on rebounds. Some scouts don't know if he'll be more than a third line center, but we feel confident that he will become a NHLer. So a guy that can fit into your middle six. He's big. Sorry. Looks like a little bit of a reach here from the Philadelphia Flyers. But again, they had their eyes on this guy. They made that trade to trade up. So the Flyers, as of now, they look to be done in the first round. They don't have any picks remaining. So this is very interesting. They do see a lot in Jack Nesbitt here. Obviously, he'll be a solid player. All these guys will be great, I'm sure. That's solid pick. Interesting, considering the trade, but Jack Nesbitt does go to the Philadelphia Flyers at number 12. So now next up are the Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings are on the clock right now. Detroit is on the clock here. And Danny Briere is talking about how he traded up for Jack Nesbitt here. So it looks like they saw him around at the 22 to 31 mark, but they weren't sure. Maybe some rumors were floating around that Nesbitt could be taken sooner. So they striked on their chance, really liked this kid. So they ended up trading up for 100% chance to get this player, and they selected him. Overall, solid pick. Love to see it. Let's see what they think about it. Center position's critical. He has grit. Combination with skills is what they like. Something that they needed as well. All right, looks like they're pretty satisfied with this pick. Nesbitt is too. Now we're curious to see where the Red Wings will go. In the past, the Red Wings have made some interesting picks. But now let's see on the best available board where the Detroit Red Wings might go. So still, Victor Eklund maybe falling a little bit. He is on the board. Kashawn Aitchison, Jackson Smith, and Justin Carbonneau and Carter Bear among the potential guys that could be selected here by the Detroit Red Wings. We'll see what happens next year. So Nesbitt taken with pick number 12, traded from the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Philadelphia Flyers.
What did who?
Jack Nesbitt was selected. Nesbitt by the Flyers. So a little bit of a reach, I guess.
That's a reach, but also they probably could have gotten him at 22.
Right. I was a little bit confused, but I don't know.
Where's he even ranked on this list? 32. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a okay. I don't know why they traded up because they probably could have got him where they wanted to, where they were at. That's my thought process. That's my okay. Let me just add this thing here. I'll check the things.
Sounds good.
Okay, Detroit. Victor Eklund is just sitting here.
Right.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, I gotta think Detroit goes Victor Eklund here. I mean, he was on 9, now it's 13. Also,
right.
Kayshawn Aitchison has slightly taken a tumble.
He has a little bit. Eklund and Aitchison a little bit.
But I don't know.
For Detroit to swoop in and take one of those. And Hockey Tonight, at number 14, Aitchison or Eklund will be available for you. So hopefully they come in and swoop that in. So, yeah.
Detroit can go Carbonneau here.
For sure.
As a forward, I'm just staying sneaky if they do that. But I think this is where you got to go Eklund. Like, I'm just trying to think about where. Because, okay, Kindle was a reach. Nesbitt was a big reach. And I'm still very unclear on why they took Nesbitt there. Did you read the scouting report on him? I don't know much about him.
Yeah. I didn't, get. Okay, I can read it again for you. He's a shot generator, finished near point per game. He's 6'4". He's big. Wish he had more top speed, but he has a solid season. He's solid around the net, creates havoc, but scouts don't know if he'll be more than a third line center. So.
Yeah, okay, that's a reach at, what was it, 12? That's a pretty bad.
Yeah, not sure. We'll see. I don't know.
Do you want your Leafs to trade into the first round here?
I mean, they could get a guy like Kayshawn Aitchison. I wouldn't mind, but yeah, it's not happening.
You don't think, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, let's see the pick.
Okay, cool. You're joining us. Victor Eklund, Aitchison. Okay, I'll go Eklund here. Okay. They also love taking Swedes with Nicholas Lidstrom.
They do. Let's see.
They love their Swedes. Like this is where I would think that you might go Swede here because they
exactly.
Dude, hurry up.
The first round could have been done by now, man. Like, I'm so serious.
No, it's the fact that we're not even halfway there is sickening. I think it'll speed up towards the end, but
I hope so. What is he talking about? Okay. Wait, can we see through the thing? No.
Trying to do.
Oh, Carter Bear.
Whoa!
I could see it through the paper. That's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Okay.
They say a little off the board, but this is a guy that
I don't
could
think
have
that's off the
gone
board.
top 10, maybe even top 5 if he wasn't injured. A season-ending injury before the playoffs was a huge bummer for this guy, but he was one of the CHL's most dangerous forwards this year, registered 40 goals, 82 points, 76 7-play penalty minutes in 56 games. Difficult player to play against, and he is an athletic guy. Still think he goes high in the draft, but it'll be interesting to see if his injury impacts his status. Clearly, might have a little bit, but he still goes fairly high at that 13th spot to the Detroit Red Wings. So I love this pick from Detroit. Carter Berry is going to be a great player. We'll see if this injury affects him, but overall, that's a very solid pick.
I would like to say
I'll be back in a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, you take your time. This is a great pick for the Detroit Red Wings, and this is a guy that I think is going to fit the mold of what the Detroit Red Wings want to do. If they want to take a step, you need to take a kid like Carter Bear, and ultimately, hockey tonight. This leaves you with Aitchison and Eklund for the Blue Jackets. I hope the Columbus Blue Jackets make a smart decision here. Here's my thought process for the Columbus Blue Jackets. You're able to get Kashawn Aitchison, a rough and tough defenseman, at 14. That's projected 10. All day, every day, you take that. And I think that, yeah, Carter, this is great. Carter Bear is going to be a very serviceable NHLer, and I cannot wait to see what he does. Man, I must admit, I thought there were going to be a few more trades, but it feels like it's been a theme the last 2 years. There haven't been many trades, so I think Carter Bear is everything you want in a winger: speedy, skilled, tenacity. I will say, like, if you look at his elite prospect card, 7 passing, like the passing on this guy's got a good pass on him, and this guy's going to be a really good player. And I think this is a great pick for the Red Wings here. But now let's transition over to the next pick, which belongs to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I must admit, this is where the Columbus Blue Jackets have a chance to make a very good selection and add to their team, and I hope they do not screw it up. Hockey tonight, where are you at? Where are you at here? Because this is where some stuff, they can make a nice trade here. They can make a nice, not nice trade. They can make a nice signing or nice draft pick here. I want to see them make a. Man, I would love Detroit to do. Like if Columbus goes here and they go like, I don't think you can be mad with a Lyndon Lakovich or Lyndon Lakovich maybe. But if they go like Carbonneau here, I don't think that'll be a bad pick. I don't think if they go Jackson Smith or Eklund or Aitchison, any of those will be bad picks. I think if you start getting into like the Reshny or like the Potters, the Henslers, Reeds, maybe that's a little bit of a reach. But I don't think that'll be the case for these guys right now where they're currently at. And I think that this is where you can see the Columbus Blue Jackets add a pretty good talent to their team, like I just said, and also a guy that will help out for the future. I'm just looking to see here why does the Columbus Blue Jackets, are they going with the motive of best player available? Because if they are, I could see Eklund would be the obvious pick if they're going best player available here. And I think you would kind of add what they need, to be honest, too. Let me just. Let's see. Hockey Today doesn't want Aitchison to be taken. Well, it looks like you're gonna get him here, so I'd be pretty happy right now where these guys are at. I'm also man, I really want there to be a nice tree that goes down here. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. The Iser plan is this is a big pick for the Iser plan. I want to say I could see the if the Blue Jackets like a guy like Lakovic, they could trade back. I think that, man, I think Carter Bear and the Detroit Red Wings. I didn't think we kind of had him going. I think we had him going 15, Carter Bear, but like the Red Wings getting him if it is at 13 is really good. We had Carter Bear, just double checking here.
Hey, fellas.
We had him. Yo, what's up? I was just talking about how we had Carter Bear at 15 and Detroit took him at 13. And I was kind of saying how I felt that was actually not much of a reach compared to what
not at all.
it might look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to see if I was also saying how I think Columbus they might trade back. If they don't like anyone that's available here, which I believe the pick should be in a second. There it is. So that it can ignore exactly what I just said. Who do you think they go with here?
I'll say Aitchison.
Yep.
Respect. Wife of Johnny Gaudreau speaking. Clap it up. No, clap it up. Respect. That's great. Great decision.
Johnny Hockey. It's awesome.
Let's see. The chance.
Johnny. That's awesome.
This is great.
Awesome. This is great.
This is great.
With the 14th overall.
Here we go. Jackson Smith.
It's a great pick.
Great pick.
It's a great pick.
Very solid pick. Kashawn Aitchison and Victor Eklund look to be falling a little bit here. But
no, dude, are you saying that we could have gotten one of them? No.
Buddy, you got Noah Dobson. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. How do you I mean, I don't know if we really talked about it, us two. How do you feel about that trade?
I like it if Dobson can return to his form. A lot of money, but great player. So, how do you think about that? How do you feel?
No, I think it's going to help the Habs out now and in the future too, and that's kind of what they needed. They needed a guy a right shot D that has some size and can put some pucks in the back of the net, and they got that. So, success. Now they got to add a top 6 forward. Keep your eyes on Jordan Kyrou. Okay, Jackson Smith. Do you have the scouting report on him, or?
Yeah.
I actually don't know much. I know a little bit about him, but I don't.
You're about to find out. He's a left-handed defenseman. He's got a lot of good things going for him. He's physical, skates well, Very mobile for a 6'3" defenseman. Has great hockey sense. Only a matter of time before he finds a way to explode offensively. Sometimes he can be a bit of a liability in his own zone. At the U18s, was apparently playing a little bit nervous, but there's plenty of room to progress. Looks destined to be a top 4 blue liner. I'm just less so. Okay, so could be a top 4 defenseman for Columbus. Obviously, very solid pick here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Love to see it.
Hey, I was just about to say, I don't think you can look at this pick act as a Columbus Blue Jackets fan and be mad. Exactly. I don't think you can.
Hockey tonight, if you're still here, it's a very solid pick.
Why did Eric Engels? I think Eric Engels is having some fun with Habs fans. He goes, don't be surprised if Canadians trade 16-17 picks plus Emil Heineman to the Islanders for Noah Dobson.
That's funny. Has Chris McFarland talked?
He has spoken, but his agent said there's no trade happening.
Okay.
His agent was like, he came out through some guy and was like, yeah.
Kevin Weeks, man.
Kevin Weeks can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
He needs to actually type out rumors. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. The forehead like shots when he does like this. Breaking news. Like those are kind of fun, but
yeah.
I can't lie. I think I need to start getting some news out. I mean, he broke the Dobson trade, to be fair.
That's true.
Habs are doing Habs and Leafs are just sitting on their asses. Oh my
God. Habs and Leafs, huh? You guys got Noah Dobson. You cannot complain, bro.
Yes, I can. We need a top 6
the biggest trade of the
trade
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to
hear it from you.
I need a top 6 forward though.
All right.
However, they're gonna get a pretty good player here at 16, unless they trade.
Oh.
Ew.
I'm familiar with this game. That was nice.
Okay, here come the Vancouver Canucks on the clock here.
Sean Aitchison is such a Vancouver pick. Or another Swede, Victor Eklund. Falling right to their lap.
And I'm gonna look up something because I have a feeling I might know who they're taking. Where is Braden Coots from? Because if he's from Vancouver, I'd watch for that. Braden Coots. Trying to say. Sherwood Park, Alberta. He's from Alberta. All right. Because these WHL kids, I mean, Logan Hunt. No, that's not. These WHL kids could be. I'm just my head. I think that if you're I think it's the same thing with the Habs and the Q. It's like if you've got kids in your in the league that you scout the most, which is the Q for the Habs, you tend to want to draft them, and also you tend to know a little more about them, which is why I thought maybe Canucks have an option there. Also looking for the Canucks here, like you said, Aitchison, Eklund. I want to keep an eye out on Justin Carbonneau. He may be of interest to them too. Is the pick in? Does that say pick is in? What did that say?
1 minute, 6 seconds.
Oh, there's text on the back there. They knew they're picking.
Yeah.
Would you like to see more movement?
A little bit disappointed.
And where do you think that could have come from?
The Islanders.
Yeah.
Trading up for Higgins. Yeah. I don't know.
Man, come on. I need a trade to like wake me up.
Yeah. Not even halfway yet.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna send you some. Okay, pick is in.
Abbotsford did win the Calder Cup. Pretty cool. Pick is in. Gary up to the board. He showed the card.
Did he?
I swear I saw something on the card.
You show the card? It's kind of funny. That's the most Gary thing ever. Okay, this is gonna be a.
Bro, I refreshed the.
Oh, who'd you see? Who is it?
We're not in sync.
Tell me, I'll type it in. Who was it?
They haven't said it yet.
Oh, I thought you refreshed sports and you saw it. Oh.
No, I'm just saying we're not synced probably.
Oh. Let's see here.
Colts. Hoots.
Did I not just snipe that from the top row?
Great set.
Absolute snipe.
Yeah.
To the two people in the chat, I need credit. Coots. All right. This is a great pick. I don't know much about the kid.
Report going. Hold on.
Yeah, what do we got? What do we got on the kid?
Projected 21, Seattle Thunderbirds of the WHL. Might become more of an energy forward in the NHL. He'll be a good one. He really wants a puck, and he does whatever it takes to get it. He's also a solid playmaker, often easily finding teammates in open space. He's a centerman. He's not small at 6 foot, but he's not huge. He's not afraid to play with an edge. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, that's some information that you'd like to know about the guy. I mean, I think it's a good pick for what they need. Mm-hmm. I wanted the Habs to actually target him, so. What's your plan for the rest of the night? If this stops.
If this stops?
Yeah.
Like the draft?
No.
I'll probably watch it. I don't know.
If we stop the stream, would you watch it?
Yeah, probably.
Together?
Yeah.
Okay, should we end it?
How about we go for the Islanders picks?
That's halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we're going to end the stream halfway through. Thank you, actually, all for the support. Stream had 14.4 watch hours. That's huge. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Obviously, we're just trying to grow the channel. Hopefully, in the coming years, we actually grow to the point where it's like constant people chatting and all that stuff. I think that's the goal for next year, too. I will say to the 4 people in here, we're going to have some pretty fun stuff planned for the summer. So thank you all so much for the support on all the videos.
Mm-hmm. Just want to say the NHL has done a very solid job. Only thing I would change, don't get a different person every time to select the pick. Just tell me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We should just pull an Adam Silver.
Yeah. We could have been done maybe 25 picks, 20, 24. Yeah. Just move the draft along, I think, is better for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all.
No, you're spot on with those takes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's all. But other than that, they've done a great job with the whole presentation. I thought decentralized would be kind of bad. Players are there. It looks good.
Oh, shoot. I think Gary's going to announce the Dobson trade.
Oh.
Because the Habs are on the clock, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So Gary's going to make the official announcement right here.
Yeah.
Because like in the arena, they have the Habs on the clock.
Makes more sense. Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So it's not official? So this was supposed to be a draft thing.
Yeah. So that was probably the point. No. The point was it got leaked, but the teams couldn't make it official till the draft. It's the same thing with the NBA. You can't do it till the physical thing is happening. Because normally, if the trades happen in advance, it's different if it's like trading pick for pick. But since some players involved, I think they have to like. Wow, we're on the.
Yeah, Habs are on the clock. Did trade.
You see that?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's cool. Lou Dort?
Let's go! Now we do, Gary.
Everyone knew that already, bro.
Noah Dobson. Let's go, baby. Welcome on to Montreal. Thank you all for tuning into this stream. We're going to end it here, and we will see you in the next one. Everybody, have a great night.